Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the No Integrity Podcast with your hosts, John and some other guy.
Amateur victim Eric. Yay. All right, folks, another edition of No Integrity Podcast. Here we are. And also, I just noticed I went to start the streams because I've been looking for this stream on Rumble. I can find it on YouTube, can't find it on Rumble. I go and look and it says, oh, you haven't verified it. Where the fuck's that been for the last 2 episodes? That literally just popped up. You haven't verified this. Where the fuck did that come from? Anyway, we're going to ignore that. All right. Jesus, too many conversations for a show. Eric and I have stories to tell. Eric, you start with your story. I don't know if this is something that infuriated you. You said you had a story. Tell your story, and then I'll follow up with a story of some stupid shit that I saw Saturday. You go first. Tell us your story.
The driving story, yeah.
Yeah, driving story.
I get a little road ragey from time to time. And this one has a little twist to it. There is when you get off of Highway 50 onto whatever road that is, I've lived here for 15 years and I don't even know. It's the one that goes to the mall. So you get off on the exit, you go to Hy-Vee. Okay, Country Club. Go to Hy-Vee. You can take that one loop thing to the right and just go to the mall, right? Well, it drives me insane when people get off in there and then wait and then like get on to the, go past that to like Hy-Vee and stuff. And that's not what that's for. That's just to loop around. So yeah, I'd been putting up with some dumbass drivers. I was just going to the gas station from work, just at my lunch break. Just like go get energy drink, whatever it was. And so I turned right, and this person that was sitting there waiting on that loop deal whipped in behind me and to my left. And I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. So I look over and just do that, give him the stink eye. Turns out to be an African-American lady and her kid. And then, so I just give her the eye. And then I just look forward and I'm just like, oh, just get, come on, turn red or turn green, stupid light. And then I hear a honk and I know it's her. Probably going to be like, oh, it's because I'm black. No, it's because you're a shitty driver. All right. Anyway, that drove me crazy. Just like, I wasn't going to get into it. Obviously, I don't want to get into that kind of road rage, but yeah, that reminded me of that. So, are you talking about shitty drivers? Reminded me of that. So yeah, that was it. Go ahead with your story.
So Saturday, a friend of mine and I go to Alt, Missouri, down by the lock and dams, see if there's some bald eagles around or nothing. Pretty disappointing day. Saw a shitload of pigeons and a couple seagulls. That's it.
A flock of seagulls?
A flock of seagulls, yes, actually.
Nice.
We were there for a few hours, and I was like, all right. And then the sun got behind the clouds. It got cold. It got pretty cold down there by the river. Duh. Anyway, I drop him off in Eureka. I'm headed home. I get between Union and Beaufort on Highway 50. Now, in front of me, there's a truck pulling a trailer. He's going a little under the speed limit. Cool. No biggie, right? I have no place to be. I'm in no hurry. We catch up to this combine. Now we're down to about 15 miles an hour. Now I'm starting to get a little irritated. I'm like, I hope this guy doesn't have 40 miles to go. And now eventually he pulled off where he had plenty of room to get out of the highway and let us all by. Kosher. In the meantime, I catch movement out of my eye in my mirror. This guy goes passing like there's 4 cars. Well, there's me, there's another car behind me, then the truck, then the combine. He's not passing a very good spot, mind you. He takes off. He's passing us. I look up the road, and there's an SUV coming. What's this fucking guy do? He rides with his tires because it's like it doesn't have a full shoulder, it's got a half shoulder. Passenger side tires on the shoulder, driver's side in the ditch, goes past the SUV and then cuts back in. Dude, I was freaking livid. In fact, I was praying that I would get up the road to like Beaufort and they would be stopped at a gas station so I could go pull in, find him, and go, hey, if you want to commit suicide, there's a gun in my center console that I carried with me because I went to St. Louis. You can blow your own fucking brains out. But how about you don't try to murder the rest of us going down the road because you're in a goddamn hurry.
Yeah. What a fucking idiot. By the way, I've had one speeding ticket my whole life. And I got it on 50 going to Union. I was going to work in Union. And from probably, what's that? Creek, something Creek, whatever. I can never remember the name of that town. Either. Or is Lynn on that?
No, so you're thinking it goes Gerald, Leslie, Beaufort, Union.
Yeah. Anyway, I followed this one car. What is it? 55, 60?
55 or 60, generally in that range. Yep.
They were going like 40 for probably 45 minutes. And I couldn't pass them. You know how that road. Finally, this douchebag turns and I speed up, and a mile down the road's highway patrol. Now I was in the wrong, but it was still like, oh my God, dude, just fucking go. Yeah. There's nothing pisses me off more than people who drive. Everybody says I drive like a grandma because I'll put my truck on 65 and just, cruise. I don't speed. I don't care. But like if somebody wants to go around me, that's fine. Doesn't bother me. And if somebody's like going the speed limit, I can't bitch, but if you're going 5 under, what is your problem? Just fucking go. If you are really if you don't have anywhere to go, stay at home. Because I'm on the road because I have to go somewhere. Anyway.
No, it's all good. You know what's funny is I've only gotten one speeding ticket in my life, and Highway BB about 4 miles from Union. Highway BB turns off. You can take that; it runs into Highway A, and it takes you into Washington. Mm-hmm. I got a ticket on Highway BB, so I guess where we got our tickets probably wasn't very far apart from one each other. A few miles separated where we got our tickets, and I just wasn't paying attention to my speed. I got 11 over. That's
exactly what I got.
That's $140 something ticket that I got for that.
I think mine was like 112 or something like that. Yeah.
I was like,
it was exactly 11 over. I remember that.
I was doing 61 and a 50.
I think I was 66 and 55 or something like that.
That's crazy.
And I know. And it's 10 over is a certain price, and then 11 and up is a different price. So I was like, you motherfucker, you couldn't get me 10 over. Whatever.
Dirty sons of, yeah, I know shit's irritating. And same thing. I hate it. So from basically Highway 50 where it turns off, where I get off from 19 to 50, from there to Lynn, if you get behind a loaded down tractor trailer and you can't get around them, you get closer to Lynn, you start getting these hills. You'll go from 60, you'll get all the way down to 35 going up a hill, then they gain speed. But once you go down the hill in Lynn and you're head towards Jeff, as soon as you start going back up that steep hill, slow traffic goes to the right. And then Now, the speed limit there is 60, but I'm already doing like 67, 68 because I get up there, it splits to 4 lanes. I normally set my cruise 2 to 3 miles an hour over, and I just go. I don't set it like 71, 72. I set it 67, 68, and I just go. And that's a good speed for me. I'm still getting great gas mileage. And then, like you said, if the idiots want to go around me, have a great day. I don't know why you want to speed on that fucking stretch of highway, because highway patrolmen are always there. And I love it. You see people pulled over all the time. You're like, guys, the headquarters is like 15 more miles up the road. You don't think you're going to see a highway patrolman on this stretch? Are you retarded? Not to mention Osage County loves to sit there now because it's Osage County all the way till you hit the Osage River Bridge. So you'll see them, and they always got people pulled over. They're generating revenue like a mofo out of speeding tickets for Osage County. So yeah, I take particular care on that
Yeah.
stretch of highway. But these idiots.
And the reason I say that I don't care if people pass me is because I will go to pass somebody and they'll speed up. Like they'll be going 62 in a 65. I'll just pull over and get right by them. And it's like they go, oh shit, fuck this guy. I can't lose. It's like it's not a race, you fucking idiot. Just go. And then they'll speed up. It's like, okay.
Yes. That is also one of my big complaints when I'm going to work or coming back home is say I'm set at 68, right? And I'm slowly moving up on them. I'm not gaining massive ground quickly, but I know that at some point I'm going to have to move over so I can go around them. I get up beside them and suddenly they're like, oh, well, I guess I'm going a little slow. And then they speed up and I just want to poke a hole in their tire somehow and watch them spin off into the median. It's like, dude, you've been going this speed the whole goddamn time. And now that I'm beside you, you're like, oh, can't let a Volkswagen pass me. That guy probably likes Hitler. Got to get away. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is, but the shit is infuriating.
Another bitch I have while driving is when there is an off-ramp or an on-ramp onto the highway. I'm in the right lane. Somebody's passing me. And these people are just like, hey, they're like that Asian lady from Family Guy. I'm merging. Look out, everybody else. Good luck. I almost got into a wreck one morning. I was heading to work. And this person just it's like they didn't even look over. I had a person over here. I was in the right lane. And I don't know how I didn't get in a wreck. It had to have been millimeters from hitting this fucking idiot. But when I get onto the highway, I feel like, okay, I'm the one getting onto their highway. I'm going to either slow down or speed up or whatever I got to do. Like and I know a lot of people that are like, I fucking hate when people don't get over. It's like, fuck you. No, you need to dictate whether to speed up, get in front of somebody, slow down, get behind them, whatever. That's my opinion. Because there used to be I remember there being yield signs. Like you have to yield to get on the highway. They have the right of way. I don't know. But you talked about like fantasies of like poking holes in tires. I actually wrote down, I don't know if you had any more on this subject.
I do. Just real quick, it's so funny that you're talking about that because I was talking to someone at work today and she said it infuriates her when she's trying to merge and the person in that lane and like there's a lot of traffic and they can clearly move over and they just don't. They don't want to let you in. And so her son was getting ready to take his driver's test and she was teaching him, if you're going down the highway, there's no one to your left and you can easily move over so they can merge and do it.
Oh, yeah.
And he looked in the driver's handbook and there's no law about that. That's just called common courtesy.
Yeah.
But to your point real quick, and I'll let you go. Up in Minnesota, we went to see friends. Now, of course, Minnesota. So, of course, we're out around Minneapolis, St. Paul, much more traffic. They actually have traffic lights on their entry ramp or their entry ramps or whatever. They have freaking lights to tell you when to go. They try to time it so cars are merging like what they say, do it like a zipper. They got fucking traffic lights on their on ramps. It's fucking crazy.
Weird.
Yep.
No, if I can get over, I'll get over, but it's for me, not because I don't trust these ass clowns. But anyway, no. Speaking of like road rage fantasies, my note was killdozer fantasy. You know what? You know the killdozer.
I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to expand on this, man. What's your, like, what scenarios most want you to go out, buy a bulldozer, and armor plate that bad boy? What things make you want to do the killdozer the most?
Ooh, taxes, property taxes.
Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah. All this talk about the SNAP benefits and stuff just get me enraged. I saw a thing the other day. Somebody played a video of a person that was like, if we don't get our EBT, we're just going to start stealing. And I was thinking, you're going to start stealing. Don't you think if you're on that, you're already stealing? If it's not like you need it, because a lot of these people don't need it. There's people out there who are on hard times. I get it. And I'm glad we live in a society that has those kind of safety nets, because I could end up on it someday. So I'm not dissing anybody who absolutely needs it. It's the people who make it a career, living off the government. And it's like living off taxpayers, I should say. So yeah, that's the kind of shit. And then I just realized, like, in probably a month or so, we're going to get our property tax bills, our ransom letters to keep our houses.
Extortion bill. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing that would make me want to go killdozer. The guy that I had on my podcast last week, Tuesday. The sunflower guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Total killdozer on that. Folks, listen, we don't, at some point, we're going to talk about politics. We don't want this show to be full of politics, right, all the time. It's going to come up because shit's infuriating, and when you have dark humor involved or whatever, you got to talk about some of the stupidity, right? It's part of life. But if you watch this, listen to this show, I don't care if you only listen to one episode, go to the Missouri Liberty Report, look for the one I just did last week. It'll have something about sunflowers in the title. Or no, it's Stupid City Rules. The video description will tell you that it's Mr. Chris Bank from St. Peters, Missouri. Go check it out. Tell us if that wouldn't make you have a fucking killdozer moment, to go through what he's been going through over flowers to turf ratio. And yeah, see if that wouldn't make you have homicidal thoughts. Hell, years ago in St. Louis, there was a guy that had some kind of like salvage yard or something up the street from, it was somewhere kind of close to where they have their board of aldermen meeting or whatever. I don't remember what town exactly in St. Louis, what suburban area, whatever. They hounded this guy so much about his place. Now, I'm not saying I'm okay with his actions. He went to that meeting and shot like 2 or 3 people. I think he killed a police officer. He might have killed a couple aldermen, right? Again, don't want to get too political, but this is where things go, talking about killdozer, right? The audacity that these people have to go, I don't know why this guy thought this. I don't know what set him off. Like, oh, you have no idea. You have no idea that you sit there and hounded this guy. Basically, I think what they were trying to do is just get him to shut down so they could just take the property. And like, oh, you have no idea. You didn't hound this guy relentlessly until he felt backed into a corner and took things into his own hands. Like, that's weird. You have no clue. Cool. Yeah, right. I hate that shit. I hate it with a freaking passion.
Yep. Yeah, me too. So you don't have a specific one?
I do. Why is Brad making it like he's not seeing? I know we're streaming. I'm just gonna text him that we're streaming now. Well, so any story where, like the sunflower guy, or something like that, where city officials or politicians will just act out like children towards one person because they dared stand up to them about some stupid rule they made up. And then they want to use all their political might to just smash somebody down for no good reason because they're a bunch of spineless cowards. Those are the type of moments. I mean, property taxes is up there in the list. Don't get me wrong. But when I see someone that it hasn't done anybody any harm, it's just the city can't handle the fact that somebody dared to just go against one of their stupid rules. That's the killdozer moments for me.
Yeah.
Like, this sounds horrible to say. Like, do you want me to like help you buy the metal sheets to go on the bulldozer? Do you want me to help you fabricate this? I mean, I don't want to see him killing anybody. You know, if it's a Sunday and there's nobody in the government building, you just go smash. I don't know. Seems kind of cool. I don't know. That's just me and my sick. I guess it's a sick form of entertainment for me. I don't know, but
Same.
I
Yeah.
can't fucking stand it.
So last week we talked about movies a little bit. I started thinking about, and then we talked about, we had a little disagreement about certain musical groups, whatever. We'll let that slide. But do you have any like overrated actors? Like an
Jesus.
overrated, underrated?
I'll tell you what. I have one actor, and I can't even think of his name right now. There's one actor that I really kind of like. Well, I do like him a lot. He's a great actor. He played oh my God. The famous fat dude from Great Britain. Uh from World War II.
Oh, Churchill?
Yeah, he played Churchill on Our Darkest Hour.
Yeah.
He played Commissioner Gordon in Christopher Nolan's Batman movies. Can't think of his name.
Not,
Huh?
it wasn't Gary Oldman, was it?
Yes, Gary
Oh, okay.
Oldman. Really like Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman, I got to find this. Why don't you rattle off who you like, or while I look this up, who you think is overrated and underrated while I look?
Overrated, De Niro, big time. I've never liked any. Kevin Spacey is underrated. Thank you very much. No, no, but De Niro, every movie that he's in, he's the same character. He has no range, in my opinion. I don't know why people think he's so great. The taxi man guy,
Oh
driver, what was it?
yeah.
That whatever movie that was, fucking boring. And maybe it's just that those old movies are boring to me, but the Deer Hunter has no point to it. That was the longest, most boring movie I've ever watched. I think I fell asleep halfway through, took a 2-hour nap, woke up, and it was like still on. Like, holy shit. I don't know why people are so in love with that guy. And then lately, in the last probably 20 or so years, he's just made shit. Tries to be funny. He's not funny.
Okay. Real quick, back to Oldman for a second. Here's one. I swear to God, if you don't stop with the pop-ups, I'm going to kick you in a dick hole. Not you, my phone. So Gary Oldman's a little more conservative, right? He said that, speaking about the double standard he believes exists in Hollywood, Oldman, who stars in this summer's Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, told the magazine that comedians and satirists like Jon Stewart and Bill Maher could get away with calling House Minority Leader Republican Nancy Pelosi a fucking useless cunt. Oldman, who describes himself as a libertarian. I didn't know that. No wonder I like the guy so much. I don't know. I think he's just and all the different roles he's played. I'm with you, Robert De Niro. Can't stand the guy.
And I'm not even. Brad has a comment. He thinks Rush is overrated.
Yeah, well, I'm replying in the comments right now.
No, yeah, I'm not even going after De Niro for his politics. Like he can have his opinions. I mean, he's in Hollywood. Like I expect that.
Right.
I just am. His acting skills are so just one. He's a one trick pony. I I'm this guy. You talking to me like that's him in every movie I've ever seen. Every comedy he's in, it's a comedy he's in. Anything. I don't get it. DiCaprio, I can't not see the guy from Titanic and everything he does.
Fucking Brad's just like poking a bear tonight. No, I don't know if it's just part of me because generally I like to go against. If I see the crowd going one way, generally I want to go the opposite direction, right? So when they come out and they're like, "Oh, Tom Hanks," and yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro, like I said,
I honestly think Tom Hanks is fairly rated. I think he's
yeah.
him in the movie Captain Phillips.
Mm,
He was really good in that. He
haven't seen it.
didn't try to make the guy a hero or nothing. I mean, he was just a regular guy, scared shitless because of the Somali pirates and shit. But, I mean, Forrest Gump he was good in Forrest Gump, but that movie definitely got way too much praise.
I want to. Oh, speaking of Somali pirates, I want to look up this dude who is running for mayor of Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Says he wants to. He wants to. That's not him. God dang it. Once he's like, oh, I'll give $20 an hour. I'm gonna put this up on the screen, and then you tell me this guy doesn't look like the
No,
guy
I know who you're talking about.
from
He's
the
got the
meme. I am
yeah.
the captain now.
I am the captain
Really?
now. Yeah, no, I've seen him.
That looks
Yep.
exactly like the guy.
Oh yeah.
Exactly like the guy. I am the pirate now, or I am the captain now. And that anytime his face pops up on anything on social media, that's what everybody puts. He wants to be the captain of Minneapolis or whatever. It's freaking hilarious. But I see him, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that guy has a 6 head. Not a 4, not a 5. He's got a 6 head. He looks like somebody grabbed his hair and pulled it back up his head like this.
Oh yeah.
No, I'll leave it alone. Jesus Christ. I don't want to get too political. Like I just,
right.
But I hear, okay. I don't know if you've been paying attention or not. Let's just get this out there, right? What do you think about this Zoran Mamdani character that's running for mayor of New York, and he is a self-described Democrat or a socialist Democrat or whatever he calls himself? What do you think about that?
I love it. I love it. I hope he wins. Because it will be probably, I don't know the history of socialism in America, but it'll probably be the biggest socialist experiment in America. So yeah, I love it. I want to see how that turns out. Maybe it'll wake some people up. Probably not. A lot of people will still blame something else for its failure. But I don't want any socialist to be in charge of anything in the United States, but it looks like he's going to win. So, look at the positives. He's gonna fuck up one of the greatest cities in the world, and we're gonna say, "Hey, told you so."
Yeah, I've said this about a lot of cities like Chicago, New York, LA, some of the big cities. It's like the people that have common sense that are more conservative or libertarian need to get the hell out of those cities and move somewhere else. And
Yeah.
let the morons destroy their own shit,
Yeah.
right? And when the taxes skyrocket and businesses all move out, who are you going to blame now, dude? No one. You have to blame yourselves, but they won't. People won't look in the mirror and go, "Oh fuck, I screwed up." Nope, they won't. They'll find a scapegoat. They will become they will play the victim again. But yeah, I'm with you, brother. I want to see it collapse. As much as part of me hates to say that, we have to unfortunately, because people are dumb and they don't understand basic economics, we have to have these moments. Like we have to have these moments for other people in history to go, that's where they screwed up. Like
We needed Obama to get Trump, which I know that you're not a Trump person, but in my opinion, he's better than Obama. We needed Biden to get Trump back, and we need Trump to. No, I don't know. I don't know why we need Trump, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like you're right. We have to. We have to let the children stay up till midnight. We got to let them eat all their candy. We got to let them eat ice cream for breakfast and be able to go, see, there's a fucking reason you don't stick a fork in the outlet. Hey, did you learn your lesson? Yeah, that sucked. Yeah, you felt it in your little pecker, didn't you? A little zap. I don't know where that came from, but I do because I did it when I was a kid and it zapped me in my trouser wowzer.
your wedding tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to at some point. We'll just let the inmates run the asylum.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
see how easy it is, fuckers.
I want to see if I can. There's a movie clip. Oh, is this it right here? I bet it is. I know wow, it's not going to. This movie, I don't know. This movie looks like it's from the 70s or 80s, but let me pull it up on the screen because this guy talks about cities and how bad they or what they are. Again, I'll play this. Hopefully, it's not blaringly loud. I'll adjust the volume down a little bit.
Well, why do you think that is? I mean, why is that? I mean, is it just because people are lazy today or they're bored? I mean, are we just like bored, spoiled children who've just been lying in the bathtub all day, just playing with their plastic duck, and now they're just thinking, well, what can I do?
Okay, yes. We're bored. We're all bored now. But has it ever occurred to you, Wally, that the process that creates this boredom that we see in the world now may very well be a self-perpetuating, unconscious form of brainwashing created by a world totalitarian government based on money, and that all of this is much more dangerous than one thinks, and it's not just a question of individual survival, Wally, but that somebody who's bored is asleep, and somebody who's asleep will not say no? See, I keep meeting these people. I mean, just a few days ago, I met this man whom I greatly admire. He's a Swedish physicist, Gustav Bjornstrand, and he told me that he no longer watches television, he doesn't read newspapers, and he doesn't read magazines. He's completely cut them out of his life because he really does feel that we're living in some kind of Orwellian nightmare now, and that everything that you hear now contributes to turning you into a robot. And when I was at Findhorn, I met this extraordinary English tree expert who had devoted his life to saving trees. He just got back from Washington, lobbying to save the redwoods. He's 84 years old. He always travels with a backpack because he never knows where he's going to be tomorrow. And when I met him at Findhorn, he said to me, "Where are you from?" And I said, "New York." He said, "New York, yes, that's a very interesting place. Do you know a lot of New Yorkers who keep talking about the fact that they want to leave but never do?" And I said, "Oh, yes." And he said, "Why do you think they don't leave?" I gave him different banal theories. He said, oh, I don't think it's that way at all. He said, I think that New York is the new model for the new concentration camp, where the camp has been built by the inmates themselves, and the inmates are the guards, and they have this pride in this thing they've built. They've built their own prison, and so they exist in a state of schizophrenia, where they are both guards and prisoners, and as a result, they no longer have, having been lobotomized, the capacity to leave the prison they've made, or to even see it as a prison. And then he went into his pocket and he took out a seed for a tree and he said, this is a pine tree. He put it in my hand and he said, escape before it's too late. See, actually for 2 or 3 years now, Chiquita and I have had this very unpleasant feeling that we really should get out. No, we really should feel like Jews in Germany in the late 30s. Get out of here. Of course, the problem is where to go, because it seems quite obvious that the whole world is going in the same direction. See, I think it's quite possible that the 1960s represented the last burst of the human being before he was extinguished. And that this is the beginning of the rest of the future now, and that from now on there'll simply be all these robots walking around, feeling nothing, thinking nothing. And there'll be nobody left almost to remind them that there once was a species called a human being, with feelings and thoughts, and that history and memory are right now being erased, and soon nobody will really remember that life existed on the planet.
Just an interesting clip there. I stumbled across that on YouTube a few years ago, and it really grabbed my attention because I was like, it's just a movie, but everything the guy seemed to be saying was like held a lot of truth to it.
Oh yeah,
And
no, we've definitely been brainwashed. Just the way we live, especially when it comes to jobs, money, the whole financial system, the education system. I had a note in here about kids being brainwashed and how I was thinking about a time that I took my daughter to some, I don't know, fair deal, and they had like a little petting zoo, and they had one of those miniature ponies, and I was like, it was the size of a dog, and I was just joking around with my daughter, and I was like, oh, what kind of dog is that? And this other little boy, 5, 6 years old, goes, that's not a dog, that's a horse. And his mom goes, Jimmy, get over here. Don't do that. And I was just like, I thought it was hilarious. Like, he's calling out this dumb idiot, me, even though I was joking. I knew it wasn't a dog. I later found out it wasn't a dog. No. But I was like, yeah, that kid that kid was calling out bullshit, and he was being like reined in, like, no, don't call out people's bullshit. That's rude. It's not rude. If somebody's a moron, call it out. And so we definitely get rid of that in our society, and it goes through all the way up to adulthood when you're told in school to sit still, pay attention, only raise your hand if you want to talk, blah blah blah, stand in line, don't question the teacher, all this shit. And yeah, as adults we're then put into this servitude of debt and the almighty dollar, and we have the freedom to set ourselves free of that by staying out of debt, or if we're in debt, get out of debt, stay out of debt, save your money, and live your life the way you want to live it. But we're marketed to, there's ads everywhere that tell us that you're a piece of shit if you don't own this product, or this product will make your life better, or this shampoo is going to make your hair look like whatever. My shower upstairs, because of my daughter, is full of $20, $30 bottles of shampoo and conditioner and this kind of oil and this kind of shit that doesn't do anything. And I think that there's somebody probably that in the comments that probably used to work at a place that made shampoo, and they could attest that the same shit that went into the $3 bottle went into the $30 bottle. And I used to work at a poultry processing plant, and I can tell you right now, we would put a turkey in this bag and put, $25 on it, and the same turkey, maybe not the same, but a turkey just like it, same weight, came from the same farm, is getting put into a bag, and it's $60-$70, and it's like, what's different about it? There's nothing different about it. These get shipped out to the rich people in Colorado, and they like the $70 bird. They don't want to pay some, $20 for a turkey. They want to pay $70 for one. There was a movie several years ago that it was a stupid comedy, but it was funny because a guy was trying to teach another guy how to be a salesman. And he said, a guy stops at on the side of the road, and there's an Indian selling beads, and he's got a pile of beads over here that are $5 and a pile of beads over here that are $10. And he said, what's the difference between these? They look the same. And he goes, they are the same. Some people like to spend $5. Some people want to spend 10. So you're brainwashed into also thinking that if it's more expensive, it's better. Hey, we got a new person in.
Yeah.
All right.
Another coworker.
My ads tell me that there are hot singles in my area. Lie. It's another lie. They're not hot. They might be single.
Definitely not hot.
Yeah, and there's a reason they're single.
Yeah, because they're crazier
I can attest to that. I'm single.
Yeah. They're nuttier than a squirrel turd.
Yeah. But anyway.
No, I don't know. I guess it's my age, right? I just don't give a shit anymore.
Oh, I'm the same way.
I just like now the one I care about when I buy something anymore. I deeply look into two things, right? My camera gear. I'm always looking for reviews on people who've actually used it to know if it's going to be useful for me, and I have to really think on it. And the other one is the cars that I buy. I buy new cars because I need something with 0 miles, because I put a lot of miles on my car driving back and forth to work every day. So I try to get something with very low miles. It may not have 0 miles, but it may have 30,000 miles. I don't buy cars with 100. If I drove 10 minutes, who cares? All right. I get a high mileage car, save myself on a lot of car payments and stuff, but I end up with newer cars and low miles because I drive a lot. A lot of other stuff you should buy this shampoo or you should buy this. Now, the only thing that I have done, the only thing that I have changed is I stopped using antiperspirant and just went to deodorant because I didn't want smearing aluminum in my pits, right? So I stopped doing that. I might, I stopped drinking so much tea, start drinking more water, stuff like that. But when it comes to products Jesus Christ. Take, for instance, my camera, right? I almost thought I was really seriously close. I'm going to buy a mirrorless camera. Because don't get me wrong, there's software updates. They make all these improvements, blah, 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 right? There's constant improvements to the menus and focus system and everything else. But again, I go through and I look at all the reviews of people who bought it. And this guy's the one I was looking at, he's like, yeah, it's pretty good. There's a little lag because instead of you looking directly in the viewfinder and seeing what's bouncing off the mirror, it's an electronic viewfinder. So there might be slight lag. Then he says, now let's get to the battery. He's like, you can get about 330 shots out of one battery. And I was like, Oh, fuck me. What? The cameras that I have now, 1,200 shots. And I told my wife, it's like, if I take that to a fucking wedding, I'm going to have to take like 5 batteries with me. No, I don't need one that bad. So shit like that, yeah, I get very particular about, because I want something that's going to work well for me, and I want it to be quality. But there are so many, like again, the shampoos and stuff like that. I don't get like, oh, I must have this one, or I'll somehow develop male pattern baldness because I didn't get the right GCP 55 peptide in my shampoo, and then my fucking hair is gonna fall out. I don't get all worked up about shit like that.
Yeah, me neither. But that's the thing. Like the things that I do buy, I have certain criteria.
Right.
One, if I can find it made in the USA, I buy it. That. And just because I'm a patriot. And yeah, if I buy shit to last, I want it to last a long time, because I've been screwed by going cheap, and it's cheap. But for the most part, I mean, just to spend money to spend money is very childish, I think. And I think that there needs to be like a revolution of just, I don't know, people just getting a life outside of spending money. And I don't want to talk bad about people, but I know certain people that I've definitely gotten better about it. I don't really talk about money that much about with people anymore. But I said one time, like, how much is all this? Somebody's bragging about all the shit they bought on their shopping trip, and I'm just like, how much did you spend? Oh, like several $100s. And I'm just like, you ever think about putting that in a savings account? And they just go, it's the only thing that makes me happy. And I'm just like, ooh, that's sad. Like that is a form of, you've been brainwashed.
It's an addiction.
Yeah, it's an addiction, and it's kind of cheesy, but go fucking touch grass. Smoke some grass, touch ass.
Either one. I'll be honest. I've gotten to the point where I try not to spend a whole lot of money on my photography gear. I'll say this. I've probably screwed myself by being that way. Like a really good deal comes around and I go, man, I'm not spending the money right now. And then waiting for that same piece of equipment to come around at that price just doesn't happen. I'm like, yeah, I probably should have spent that money.
Yeah, but then you can look at the money in your account and go, well, I still have it. So
yeah, it's just that if I know it's something I'm going to put to use, and it could potentially make me money from that's the thing. Like I'm looking at it and like, I just look at it and go, I don't want to spend money, but it's there's a high potential for return on investment. Like that piece of equipment is going to make me money because it's going to make my job easier, have better quality photos in different conditions. I should, I should have bought it because I could have made money off. Now, if I'm just buying it because it looks cool and there's no ROI, then I'm like, that was stupid.
yeah.
Okay. But photography wise, it's like, if it's going to help me in the field where I can potentially make money, I'm not wasting it. But through my life, my wife and I have made some very bad financial decisions and screwed ourselves pretty good. And we've climbed out of that hole, and we're not putting ourselves back in that hole. But it sucks to get there and then have to dig yourself out. It sucks.
Some would say having a wife is a bad financial decision, but I'll leave that one alone. Yeah, Brad says, I like the quotes, you can't take it with you. Yeah, but also you're dead. Would you rather spend your whole life is just based on buying shit, or having money to where you can actually live your life? Meaning you don't have to work your whole life away to own these things that you can't enjoy because you're always at work.
Or
Give me a couple years, Brad. I'll get better at it.
or
Guitar.
the what was I gonna say? Shit.
You were gonna come out of the closet, I think, this episode. It's the big reveal.
No, that's gonna be at the end of season 1, even though I'm not
Gotcha.
keeping track. That'll be the season finale. But no, I I know I
Go
was
the
gonna
gay
go.
way, like like Top Gun.
I've seen, like, I've, at work, I've witnessed people, like, when they cut the overtime out and watch them flip their shit because they depend on the overtime money just to make it through.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
don't-
no, they work, and this is everybody. This is most people in this country. And that's another thing that I've thought about is like how much power we the people could have if we weren't slaves to money, slaves to our job, slaves to the bank. We could all just say, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, we're not getting paid enough here, so we're gonna take off until you decide to up our pay." No, we can't do that now because people can't make it a week without their paycheck. So I really think it's by design to keep us in debt and to keep us poor, so we don't have the power. Don't have the power.
Well, you're suddenly Italian now. I don't have the
Yes,
power.
we don't. Yeah.
Don't have the power. So this, and this is one of these topics that just segues off in so many different directions. There's a thing that people have to come to grips with as far as taxation goes in this country, right? They've already done the math. If the federal government would go to a use tax, right? And they just said every time you make a purchase, you're going to pay this amount of money. They would get and eliminate the income tax, right? So you have a use tax on every purchase. They would generate way more revenue than they do off an income tax. But the thing is, if you don't have an income tax, how are you going to keep control of the population?
Yep.
Right? You
Yeah.
can threaten a way to take their house, their vehicles, their businesses, everything. And if, depending on what party's in office, they can sick the IRS on their political opponents because of their groups. Like when Obama was in office, he kept sicking people on conservative groups and having them audited and everything else. He was using it. So it's a way to keep political opponents in line. It's a way to keep the population in line. But they would generate more revenue than they could shake a stick at if they just went to a use tax.
Yeah.
The state of Missouri, they're always like, oh, we can't get rid of the personal property tax. Has any one of these cock-juggling thundercunts ever discussed, like, hey, what kind of revenue would we make just from a use tax in the state? How many billions of dollars could we possibly generate? And there's no loopholes, right? Everybody pays a percentage. It doesn't matter if you make $30,000 a year or $1 million a year. You're all paying, let's say, 7%, 8% on everything. No more state income tax or no more personal property tax, right? We're going strictly. Has anybody crunched those numbers? That's something I want to know. Because anytime a bill is written where it's going to change tax codes or whatever, in that bill, at some point, someone has to put the numbers in and say the state will lose this much money if they enact this, or they'll gain this much money if they enact this. But nobody looks at this. And it's simply because, yes, people, get over it. This is the way they can control the population if they just simply keep the IRS around, keep these DOR people around, and they can harass you whenever they feel like it. If they have a particular itch to screw with you, what better way than through stealing your hard-earned money?
Right. Well, with the use tax, that's like the fair tax, right?
Yes.
So yeah, the problem with that for the government is that gives us the power.
Yes.
So if we don't like the way the government's spending money, oh, guess what? We're going to stop buying shit that we don't need. Like we're going to, start cotboy and stuff. I don't know if you saw that video.
The what?
There was a lady who was on food stamps who was saying like she was going to cotboy a bunch of stuff. We need to start a cotboy, and I think she meant boycott. But anyway, yeah, no, we have the power when power of the wallet when it comes to that. We just stop buying this or that, and hey, that there goes a lot of your revenue. We're still going to buy gas. We're still going to buy food, but you know what? I think these old pair of jeans are going to last a little longer. We're going to start making do with, that's, I think, is one of the biggest reasons. They don't care about money. You're right. It's all about control.
Well, and the thing is, right? So there's what they call, oh God.
Because if they gave a shit about money, they would just cut the budget. Because
Right.
that there's so much waste in the government, and they know it.
Well, there's a new economic theory out, right? These new economists that they're pumping out of their shitholes called universities and colleges just say that, well, we can just print however much money we want. It doesn't matter. Debt doesn't matter, right? Debt does not matter. You can just print all the money you need to do all these things. Okay. If that's the case, why are you taxing us?
Yeah.
Because we're not even the tax money that they're generating. The federal government is not equal to what they're spending. Okay. So then why if debt doesn't matter, why are you taxing us? You could just stop. But again, they won't, because the power to rain terror on people. Dude, I have to tell you, I saw a post today and people were like, this SNAP program and capitalism, that's not working out capitalism's not working out very well. And I had to respond and say, if you think what we have today is pure capitalism, you're naive. This is crony capitalism. Billionaires write the regulations to keep their competition at bay. Politicians create monopolies. You're dumb. If you think this is pure, unadulterated capitalism, you're a moron. I didn't say that. It just drives me nuts because I post stuff like that. I am not some political science whiz, right? I am not some genius, but people just don't respond back. That's the other thing I notice. It pisses me off. People just want to like name call back and forth, but they don't. And they'll just put these little short like replies out. There's no meat to it. It's like if you put meat to it sometimes, people, they don't respond. This Piper for Missouri, she hasn't even run for office in a while. She's always on there. I think she's trying to feel out if she can get enough support to try to run for state rep here in Missouri. She's awful. She's a big freaking progressive, but she'll put stuff on. My friend Tom Martz, our Missouri Constitution guy, she put up a post about the Constitution. He corrected her. Now, he was dead on the nose because he knows his shit. She instantly blocked him. She's posted stuff, and I lambast both Republicans and Democrats. I'm like, you guys think this is all Republicans' fault, and I go about it in the nicest way, calling them stupid or naive or unintelligent or unenlightened, whatever. It just like, when I watch these people talk in their own echo chamber with their self-congratulatory bullshit, it infuriates me. Because I'm looking at the responses and I see like one or two enlightened responses and everybody else is just stupid shit that they've heard on the news and they parrot. And I'm like, God, none of you know how to think. And that's why we're in the mess we are now. Because you all have forgotten how to use your goddamn brains. And that shit just, God, it just chaps my ass so bad to watch it.
Yeah, it's power. The people want power. They don't care about anything else, which brings me to something else I heard about which was there was an HOA somewhere that put out an email, and it said, look, if you're one of these people that likes to hand out full-size candy bars, like, don't do that. Like, fun size only, you know. And this one guy was just like, you know what, screw you. Like, he sent out an email saying, let's all give out full-size candy bars and have that HOA president be the only asshole that gives out the fun size ones. And I was thinking, like, just get like, if I was like a millionaire, just get like pallets of just stacked with boxes of Snickers and Milky Way and Butterfinger and all these different candies, and just be like, here, kids, have a whole handful of them. Here, you want a box? Does your dad have a forklift? Like, go get a pallet, you know? And then when Halloween's over with, you've got like tons of this candy left over, and you're like, fuck, I don't know what to do with all this candy. I mean, I guess, you know, Halloween isn't the only time that you can give away candy. So I'm a millionaire. I'll just buy a vehicle and pass out this candy, you know, drive around the neighborhood every once in a while in my van and hand out candy. And, you know, that's the I wrote down, what did I write down? Halloween pedo origin story. Millionaire buys too much candy.
And to get arrested, and the cops are like, "Sir, what are you doing?" Like, bro, I'm not a pedo. I'm just handing out candy. They're like, in a white van. Like, that's the only color they had at the rental place. Jesus.
Why doesn't it have windows? I don't know.
Why is there shag carpet with the dingle balls everywhere? And you're like, I don't. Why is there SpongeBob dolls everywhere inside? You're like, I like SpongeBob.
Why aren't you wearing pants, sir? It's hot.
I'm gonna tell. I'm gonna. No, I'm not. I don't want to get our channel in trouble. I was gonna tell a really disturbing joke that I heard a comedian say one time, but I'm not. It's pretty fucking disturbing. I won't do that right now. Maybe later. Maybe in another show, because it's like the first time I heard it, I was like, holy shit. This brings up a question. No. Yeah. Do you think that Hitler never considered just like doing that, like to get all the Jewish kids? Just having like ice cream vans running everywhere. Like, oh, you have to come inside and pick it out. So your parents are looking at like, where the fuck did my kid go? He's just.
I think they did do that because, you know, those kids didn't know what was going on.
No, they probably not. Okay, I should have said that. Fuck it, whatever. I probably could have worded that better, but dude, nothing entertains me more than making a Hitler joke with some of my coworkers and watching one of them just squirm. They're laughing, but you can tell they're really uncomfortable because I'll go, I've had it up to here with this stupid shit around here. And they're just like, they're just squinching their seat. And you can see their butthole puckering through their pants. And they're like, he made a Hitler joke. Like, yes, it's a joke. Keyword joke.
Yeah. What, is it too soon? Like, come on now.
That every time you say that, it reminds me of that Nick Swartzen joke.
Yeah. Abe Lincoln. Yeah.
No, the one where he's like, they say you can tell what kind of man you are by how soon you pull your dick out before you get to the urinal. He's like, for me, it's a block and a half.
Yeah.
That is one of the greatest jokes I've ever heard someone say on stage.
Right.
Perfect. Let's dive into another topic because this comes up from a discussion that we had at work. And it started out, our discussion was, I heard some guys talk about one time that back in the day, like the kings would have people test the food to make sure it wasn't poisoned. But like the chefs could be in real trouble because if the guy testing the food had a food allergy and he got really sick, then the king would thought he was trying to poison him and kill the chef. But then we got to talking about like how like the burning witches at the stake because you were talking to your animal. And I said, can you imagine raising those people back up in today's date where people are literally treating their dogs like their children? They're putting shirts on them and shit. These people would lose their fucking minds. They'd be like, whoa, did the witches and warlocks take over? What's going on right now? They used to burn us at the stake for this shit. And you guys are dressing your pets up in shirts and putting them in backpacks so you can walk them around. You're taking them on a subway, on airplanes. Like, you're traveling. We couldn't do that. If I looked at my cat and said, are you hungry? They thought I was a witch or a warlock. And he murdered me. And you guys are just getting away with it. That would be infuriating as shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that would disturb people from those days.
Especially OnlyFans.
I'm just thinking about certain, types of people walking around in public. Like what?
Like the
Wait a
furries
minute.
and stuff.
No.
Oh, come on. Be more descriptive, you
Just
big
people.
bitch. Yeah, I know.
Women, people of different races. Like, wait a minute. Where are they going? Why is her ankle showing?
Oh, okay.
Why is
I thought you were going in a totally different direction there. I was like, come on, man. Never mind.
Yeah. No, it was going to start getting borderline inappropriate, but
no, can you imagine though some dude like from the 1700s and he like finds the internet and he's like, OnlyFans, what is that? Is that for fans like to cool yourself? And and he's like, Jesus Christ, that's not the fans I was thinking of. Just all the things they would find on the internet. They'd be like, what happened?
Their arms would be like huge and their other arm would be real skinny. Their dick would be ripped off from jerking it.
Every time they put their hand in their pocket, their dick would go to the opposite side. Like, no, we're not doing that.
Cowers. No.
It turtles in.
Yeah.
They got to shove their thumb up their ass and yell snake to get it to come out. Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I found it so funny to think about some woman from like the 1690s getting resurrected and walking around and seeing these people doing all shit with their pets. And they're like, oh my fucking God. Like they would probably be like, this is amazing. But at the same time, she's probably looking for like the lynching post on the street or like big piles of wood. She's like, yeah, nothing? Like nothing? You just get to do this shit? Like they fucking
Is that a good
murdered
thing though? Is it a good thing? Like that we have the freedoms we I think it is, but also like you mentioned furries. I mean, I think everybody can get on board. I mean, every community can probably say, yeah, that's
too much.
No, you're not a cat, dude.
This brings up so many philosophical like things, like when you talk about you think about 50, 60 years ago, right? What used to be like a norm in society. Not saying good or bad, just what society was like then. You fast forward to 2025 and you see this. I don't know. I don't mean it to sound negative, right? It's just like people are just like Louis C.K.'s like people are just too fucking free. And it's a thing of like, can you really blame it on freedom now? I don't think you can. It's again back to the brainwashing to make people like, this is just something people do. Yeah, they just dress up in animal costumes and fake fornicate at big parties, and you're like, Jesus Christ! How did we get here? Like, oh, Steve named his cat Jerry, and he blew it whilst being smashed in the head with a ball peen hammer, and now we're here, and you're like, oh my fucking God! Like, Steve, why'd you do that? But it's just like, I know it's not hard. You think, oh God, growing up in like the 80s and 90s, like, oh, it was just freaking awesome, right? You didn't worry if you were a kid. You just rode your bike around. You didn't get worried about being kidnapped. You didn't worry about pedophile rings and shit. You just went out, rode your bike, and when it started getting dark, you came back home. Can't fucking do that now. Too many freaking weirdos running around. I mean, you get on the internet, you just see people like, I was at the store today, and there were 2 people there. And they kept watching these kids go by, and I was like, "Oh, okay, when do we start murdering these pedophiles right out without a judge, jury, and a trial, right?" But it's like you think about simpler times, right? Pre-internet, no cell phones, no nothing. You just got on your bike or went out with your friends and hung out for the day. But then you're like, God, yeah, that was great, but I can literally pick this thing up. And all this knowledge at my fingertips, right? I couldn't do that. I'd have to go to the library, look through the Dewey Decimal System. By the way, fuck the Dewey Decimal System, and dig for a book to read. And now I could just go online and go, I want that book, and I want it in my house in 2 days, and then bloop. It's pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, no, it is. It is, but there's a lot of negatives that come.
There's a lot of
with it.
trade-offs.
Yeah. Don't. Do you have any unpopular opinions that come to your mind?
Oh man.
And I don't. I wish I would have wrote more down. I just wrote unpopular opinions because I guess I had one.
Can you remember what it is?
I not offhand.
I do. I mean, but it only affects like 50% of the population, right? The other 50% are like, yeah, right on. But like, if I were to be like, I think Donald Trump sucks as a president. I don't like, I like a few things done, but I dislike way more things that he has done. That instantly that'll piss off a part of the population. But as far as like, oh, I have one. This isn't that infuriating to people. People are just like, really? But the movie.
Sorry to interrupt, but sorry. I'm getting a phone call, and this number, I've answered it. It's the women's prison in Chillicothe, Missouri. And I get like a collect call from a prisoner. And I've never accepted it. But somebody keeps trying to call me from the Chillicothe women's prison. But anyway, go ahead. I wish I should have answered it on the show. That would have been fucking hilarious. But
I think you should have, but whatever. So that first Avatar movie that came out that had the, everyone's like, oh my God, it's one of the greatest movies ever. And I'm like, I didn't think it was that fucking great. And I'll say that to people and they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, all that movie tried to do was make people feel guilty in today's world, in present time, about what white people did to Indians back in the day. That's what it was. It was just talking about the Native Americans, right? I didn't do that shit. I have nothing to feel guilty about. I don't think it was good, but I didn't participate. So why are you trying to make me feel guilty? What I mean, for its time, where the CGI and stuff good, yes, the CGI and stuff was good, but everybody just thought it was like this masterpiece, and I'm like, it's okay, but it was nothing. And I say that to people, and they just look at me like I came from another dimension, and I'm like, sorry, I don't have to like what you like. That's one unpopular opinion that I have.
Yeah, no, I never saw it. I have a lot about movies, music. I have some unpopular opinions apparently. But yeah, no, I wish I could. I wish I'd remembered what made me think of that. Just I think one of them was the cars, getting over for people getting on the highway. It's like,
oh yeah,
there's so many people that are just like, yeah, you're an asshole. I'm like, fuck you. I don't owe you shit.
Eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's think about it this way. Let me change the question up just ever so much for you. What's a popular opinion that people have that you think is just dumb as shit?
Just about anything that like most people think, I think differently. I think that most people like stuff because they're like programmed to like it.
Mm.
Now, I'm sure that there are people who like traveling. I don't. I despise it. But people will be like, "Oh, you should do it because I like it." I'm like, no, I've done it. Like that's how I know I don't like it. I don't like packing a bunch of crap and going and sleeping somewhere else for a week and driving there. It sucks ass, in my opinion.
I will join in with you. But I don't mind driving to that destination. I want nothing to do with flying. Flying makes my asshole pucker. Don't like it. Not a fan. Don't like it at all.
Yeah, it's just the thing of like I look, and maybe it's just me, and it probably is, but it seems like people do things because they're told to like it.
Yes.
And I'm just like, do you actually do you actually like that? Do you like those? You think you look good in those clothes? Yeah.
Like an idiot.
And I know that there's a lot of people that have piercings and tattoos and they dye their hair and stuff like that. But I honestly want to be like, do you think that looks good? Or do you have that? Because people will get tattoos that mean something. That makes sense to me. I could never get a tattoo because I would regret it. I know I would, just my personality. But you see people with I don't know, I call them the sticker tattoos. They look like they're just covered with stickers.
Mm.
And it's like they go into a shop, because I've been in a tattoo shop before, and it's just like you have a book with different ones, and you're just like, you couldn't come up with anything. Like, that's not creative. You're not special. Like 1,000 other people in this area probably have that exact same tattoo. Why do that? And then you hear people say, I think I'm gonna go get a new tattoo this weekend. Oh, what are you getting? I don't know yet. It's like, you haven't even thought about it. Like, that's how much thought you put into something being permanently put on your body.
I have a few tattoos. The newest, I got this one here. That was a memorial tat for my dad. I did go talk to the guy that did this one. It's drawn up another one, but it's another memorial tattoo for my uncle that just passed away back in September. He loved whittling, just a piece of basswood and a really sharp pocket knife, made real cool stuff. So somewhere here on the inside of my forearm, I had this guy draw up just a pocket knife, like shaving off a chunk of wood, and it's just going to have his name in the knife blade.
I figured it would say, "It's all right to be whittle bitty."
Nope. It's just
No.
going to have Uncle Red on the knife blade. And yeah, so it's going to go somewhere in this part of my forearm. So I'm kind of reserving space. Sounds kind of demented, but some of my more favorite relatives or family members pass away, then I'll probably do some like cool memorial tattoo. Here's the thing. I got this one. It's just a torpedo. I can't show it off very well with the camera, but it's just a torpedo, and there's a banner below with the years my dad served in the Navy, right? When he was in the Navy in the 62 to 66, when he was stationed out in San Diego, he got a few tattoos. Now, back then, he literally went to like a doctor's office type of thing to get a tattoo because they were so worried about going to a tattoo shop because they weren't, using clean needles all the time and get diseases. So he basically kind of went to a doctor's office and got one tattoo in particular. Was like this green parrot, had the Navy hat on, like my torpedo does here. And he was like flexing one of his wings. And it was so unique. Never seen one like it. Well, before I got this done, I was contacting like we have a Williams family page on Facebook. I was asking all the aunts and uncles, does anybody, I could not find a picture of that tattoo anywhere. So literally the fucking day after I get this tattoo, one of my cousins goes, "You mean this one?" I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude?" So at some point, I may, because I have the picture saved on my phone, I may have someone draw it up. I want it to look identical. And I'm probably going to have it put somewhere on my body just because I wanted the same tat. And I'll just have 2 memorial tattoos for my dad. It's all good. I don't ever want to do like sleeves where they're like getting on the underside of your arm. It's not like pain just makes me curl up into a ball and die. But I've heard like once they get into here, it is like someone taking a lit cigarette and just sticking it to your arm. I don't need a tattoo that bad where I'm just like my butthole's clenched and I have tears running down my face because it hurts like a bitch. I won't be crying, but my eyes will be squinched up tight enough that I'll make them water from the pain. I'm like, I don't need it all wrapped all the way around here. And there, I do have a question though for you, Eric, because you're talking about this. I see some girls that have tattoos on their thighs and they'll have them like arms and down their side. And there are certain girls that are tatted up and they're not like full on tat, but they have several tats and they can look somewhat attractive. And other girls do it and it's like, yeesh. It looked like a really awful artist. They're like, just do whatever you want. And the guy's like all clumsy hand. He's just like, nah. And he looks like the needle was a butter knife and he's just like carving shit into them and it looks fucking terrible. But other gals, I'm like, looks pretty good. Do you have that opinion or are you just like, none? I don't want any of that.
None. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Any tattoo, in my opinion, brings down attractiveness. Like, yeah, especially the on the legs or full sleeve or anything like that. If it's small, it's fine, and obviously the place, but yeah, I'm just not into it at all.
So if you were dating this girl and she pulled down her panties and there was like
I've never been that far.
like sand on one thigh and like some like starfish on the other thigh, and you get down there like, oh, I can smell the ocean from here. You not a fan?
Yeah, no, I would be like, let's turn off the lights. No, they don't add anything. And I know guys that love them. They add to which in my opinion is caused by some kind of trauma or something. I don't know. Because the thing is it's kind of a newer trend for everyone to have a tattoo. So when I was a kid, like people like your dad, like people in the military, old guys that were in the military, the rebels, the kids in high school that, you knew they were going nowhere in life because they were never at school. They're just freaking long-haired hippie freaks and, smoked and did drugs and all that shit and just knew their life was going to suck. But the girls that had it were, it was the ankle tattoos, just that, and that is the skankiest freaking shit. Chicks who have barbed wire tattoo. Who's that for?
AIDS victims.
I was gonna say, like, ooh, she's got a barbed wire tattoo. I'm gonna get some hepatitis tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch me some of that chlamydia.
Yeah,
everybody talks so highly of.
I bet she smells like cigarettes. I want to go kiss the ashtray.
Bud Ice and Marlboro Reds.
Yeah, fucking gross. And their belly button rings, and it's not cute. They got a beer gut. Looks like they're being used as bait. They got a fish hook in their big nasty gut.
So on to that point, right? I don't mind gals with like a little nose ring right here. It's the one that goes right here through
Oh
the
yeah,
center.
the septum ring. Have you heard of the septum ring theory?
Oh God!
Yeah.
Please tell me. Please tell me.
I mean, it's just like if you have it's one of the biggest red flags. It's like if you have one of those, if a girl has a septum ring, it's like steer clear.
Literally, because it's
Yeah.
like a bull.
It looks like a booger.
I have seen some very attractive women get one, and I'm like, eek. I mean, instantly, just like that's
Yes.
fucking gross,
It can
right?
take a 10 to a 2.
Absolutely.
Go
But like I
and I'll
said,
go from noon to 6.
if there's a little, like just a little ring right here on this part of their nose, I don't mind it. Some girls look pretty good with it. But yeah, when it's that septum piercing, even if it's just that little ring, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I
There's big ones that look like a Hitler mustache too.
I can't say all of them. I've seen a few girls that it doesn't like take away, but they're very small and you don't hardly notice them, right? They're teeny tiny, but those great big ones that, yeah, looks like this is not going to go over well. It look like fucking Aborigines, right? They look like they're going to run out and jump on some kind of wildlife on its back and slit its throat while it's running through the forest. Like that's what it freaking looks like.
Yeah.
Like
The next trend is going to be those discs that they put around, those rings that they put around their neck
to stretch it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one other thing that gets me
Or foot binding.
is the people with the gauges.
Yeah.
Like as long as they don't go huge, I don't mind. But when your earlobe is now 10 times its normal size, like I feel like these people, once their earlobes get so big and they can't find a job anymore, they just get to go to the boxing gym. And someone uses their earlobes as a fucking speed bag.
Mm-hmm.
That's now your career. You stand there while some Mike Tyson looking dude is just he's just beating the shit out of your earlobe.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the Willy Wonka piercing. The everlasting job stopper.
That was fucking good. Everlasting job stopper. Well, and that's another thing too. Remember the old tramp stamps? That's always been a joke.
Mm.
The girls with the
Yeah.
I find it funny. Like there's a video of like Kevin Hart and The Rock. They're like roasting each other. They're just saying stupid shit about the other one. And Kevin Hart goes, "Yeah, he's got a tattoo right above his ass that says, 'Come on.'" And that shit kills me every time. Because The Rock is just dying laughing. He's like, "Come on." I can't even think of the guy's real name. What the fuck is his real name? So old.
Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah. He's like, Dwayne's got a tattoo right above his ass that says, "Come on." And that shit kills me every fucking time I hear it. It's like, God damn, that's good. Congratulations. Yeah.
I used to work with a guy who his girlfriend had a portrait of her grandma on her back. And he said that he'd give her grandma pearl necklaces and shit all the time.
I was just thinking the same thing. Like it's literally a target.
Yeah.
You're just pulling like gonna hit her right in the face, right on the nose.
Yeah.
Bloop. Oh man. Yeah. Holy shit.
It's kind of like tattoos are like, I think they're gonna be like Facebook. It's gonna stop being cool when the old people start doing it. Because when Facebook came out, I was in college, and that's what it was for. It was for college students originally, and then, then your mom got it, and your grandma's on there, and you're like, oh, this isn't fun.
My mother-in-law is the only adult woman that I know that absolutely refuses to get on it. She's like, no, I have no interest in that. I don't want to be on it. And I'm like, that's cool, Yeah, like I said, the guy that I used to work for, before I started here, one of my coworkers got a tattoo right here on his inside of his forearm. He's like, "Oh, you got to wear a bandage or something over that." And it's like, okay, dude, like, what is your deal? Like, you think now that he has a tattoo that every house he walks into, they're like, don't take my old silverware. It's worth a lot of money, but please don't steal it. It's like, this guy doesn't even look anywhere close to like, an ex-con. He just has a tattoo on the inside. Yeah, he had to wear like a ace bandage around it every day when he went to work. And I was like, okay, dude, like, are you from the 1930s? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, and at this time, tattoos were becoming very prominent, right? You couldn't hardly walk out in public and not see somebody with tattoos here, right? I get it. If the dude comes in with a big old one on his face or like his neck, then you're like, all right, bro, please don't. Now you have to cover that. And your fucking forearm, dude. I was like, you're such a twat. I don't know. Sometimes when I see that guy in public, I want to punch him in the face, but I don't because I need my job and I don't want to go to jail. But yeah, it was just stupid shit like that. I'm like, dude, this isn't 1945 anymore. Fucking get over it. Also, same boss brought up something one day to one of my coworkers, and he said something about, you mean like Nagasaki and Hiroshima? And the boss goes, what is that? He's like, are you fucking with me right now? He's like, no, I don't know anything about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Like, bro, you graduated high school. He's like, well, I just took ag classes all the time. Like, clearly you did, you weird bastard. But yeah, had no idea what happened at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And I'm like, oh, here we go. This is the downfall of society right now. We made 2 giant instant rice cookers and you don't know shit?
Yeah. Yeah, my sister didn't know anything about that, and she was probably late 20s, early 30s. And we were talking about, ending the war in Japan and dropping the nuke, and she was, what? Wait, we actually did, they actually dropped it. I'm like, and she used to be like really into the Holocaust and like just interested in it, not like pro or anything.
He was like, they had it right.
Yeah, we should bring that back. No, but like she would read about history and especially like the Holocaust. She went through a phase, I guess, where it was interesting to her.
And there's no Holocaust phase, dude.
And she one time was like, I can't believe, like, why didn't we do anything about it? Like, why didn't anybody do anything about that? And I was just like, have you ever heard of World War II? Like, we kind of got into a war. It wouldn't be just because of that, but we fought the Nazis that were keeping them. Well, and she literally was like, well, what's World War II have to do with anything? I was like, she said, what's World War II have to do with the Holocaust? And I was just like, are you fucking retarded? I couldn't believe it.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's certain things that people have said to me. Like when I was in college, my roommates, I guess they had gone to Panama City, Florida, like right after high school for spring break or whatever. I don't know. And they were like, we should go to Panama this year. Yeah, let's go. And they were all like making plans to go to Panama. They just kept saying Panama. And they said, Eric, you want to go to Panama for spring break? And I was just like, the country of Panama? Like, what the hell's down there? And they were like, it's not a country. It's a city in Florida. And I'm like, oh, Panama City. And they're like, yeah, dumbass. And I was just like, oh, yeah, but you were saying Panama and it is a country. It's not a country. And then I was like, okay, because they would like to argue. So I would just like, okay. And a couple minutes later, one of them was on their laptop and they go, holy shit, Panama is a country. So, yeah, no, I feel you. The same one, we were watching Jeopardy one time and the clue was about bats, but it was like this mammal uses, sonar or whatever to, whatever. And the answer was bats. And my roommate goes, mammals? Bats aren't mammals. And I was just like, no, they are. They're birds. It's like, no, they're mice with wings. And he had to look it up. College. He was in college. I'm not saying that college should make you smart, but like you should know that by the 3rd grade.
Jesus Christ. That
I'm not the smartest person in the world by far, but like there's certain things that you just pick up, it seems like.
yeah. Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah. I wonder where they thought the Panama Canal was. Do they think it's in Florida? Like,
Yeah, right off Panama City.
yeah, it goes right through there. It's where they party.
That makes my fucking head hurt so bad.
Yeah. Man, what does the Holocaust have to do with World War II? I almost lost my shit.
I would have. I would have. I would have.
I said, there's, we didn't do anything. Nobody did anything and then my dad was like, well, a lot of people didn't know that was even happening. There were rumors and shit, but like a lot of people didn't know about it until after, the Allies went in and liberated all the camps.
Jesus Christ. I mean, but again,
they probably knew that there were camps, but they didn't know how bad they were,
Right. No, and I totally get that, right? I totally get that. But at the same point, I remember telling a joke to one of my wife's coworkers. It was a Nazi joke. Or a Hitler joke or whatever. And she's like, I don't get it. And I was like, the frickin' Holocaust? She's like, don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, so you're telling me that you just graduated high school and you have she's like, no, we didn't learn that in high school. I was like, oh my fucking God. There was another clue that society was going to collapse in on itself. At least American society. How do you not avoid past mistakes?
Oh yeah. No, I think that they're probably not teaching history in school for that reason. Like they don't want people to know that communism doesn't work and socialism doesn't work. Like there's so many people out there that they hear about socialism for the first time from people like whatever that guy's name is, Mom Donnie or whatever. And they're like, oh, that sounds amazing. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't work though. And you try to explain it and it just doesn't make sense. When you've never had to work for anything in your life, it sounds great.
Yeah, bro.
When you have what is your purpose in life? Like, do you not think you have one? Like, have you never thought about that? Do you not have goals? You just want to live every day, like day by day. You don't want to think about the future and just be like, well, I just get my check and, I'll go do my job at the local whatever that the government tells me to do. And somehow everything will work out.
It is amazing that people don't understand, like China and Russia and some of these countries, like you're in school, you're a kid, they're going to pick your job for you when you get out. Like the harshest of the communist countries are like, this is a job you do when you get out. The Olympic athletes, man, in those countries, that's all they know is trying to train so they can win for the motherland or the fatherland, right? That's all they know. They don't know anything else about fun and exciting shit. No, their whole life is training for the next Olympics. You don't get any fucking time off. This isn't some free country. Fuck you. You're going to sit here and do somersaults until you pass out. And then you better hope that you don't pass out in the middle of a somersault or we'll kill you. I don't know. I don't know that it's that extreme. I just don't think people understand that. I think that we should not taxpayer money publicly fund or privately fund. Just get a shitload of the people to put together money and send the biggest schmucks who want to promote communism and send them to China, Venezuela, some of these other countries and go, you can't come back for 2 years. And when you come back, I want you to tell me how fucking awesome it was when you were down there. Wherever you were at, you come back and you tell us how awesome it was. I can't wait for the phone call 3 weeks later if you're begging to come home. Unless you're just absolutely stupid. I mean, Bernie Sanders went to like Cuba or something. He came back. He's like, well, their literacy rates are really good. Okay, that's it. They can read. And
yeah, ours are too.
Bernie?
Who gives a shit? Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
back then it was. Now it's not so far.
Right. Yeah.
But
no,
yeah.
I had an old boss who was Mexican, and his parents were not citizens, and they were here. I don't know, on visas or whatever. But his mom was pregnant with him, and they went back to Mexico to visit family, and she gave birth early to my boss. And so he wasn't a U.S. citizen. And so when he turned 18, he had to get like all his stuff put in to become a citizen. But in the meantime, he had to go back to Mexico. And he lived down there for like 2 years. And he said it was hell. And when he came back to the States, he was like, I will forever be grateful that I live in the United States because Mexico sucked so fucking bad. He would, he lived wherever he lived, they didn't have running water. He would have to like drive for like a whole day or like get a ride with somebody, fill up this huge water tank, and then drive back to wherever he was living. He worked from sun up to sundown every day. And he was like, God damn, it's so much better here.
Yeah, it's just.
And I know Mexico's not socialist or communist or anything, but it's like, you don't know how good you have it. So, and it could be better. There's bad shit, but I that's, going back to the whole New York going to have a socialist mayor. Like, I hope it works exactly how socialism works.
And maybe Minneapolis too.
Yeah.
Might get one there.
Yeah. I want you to see how great it is.
Yeah, you don't want to, generally the rule is if you're a sane, somewhat normal human being, you don't want to see massive amounts of people suffering, right? It's something you're just like, I'm not into that. But at some point, you want to see all the dumb people get their comeuppance, right? A little smack on the head, a little knockdown off their high horse, whatever you want to say, woken up from their dreams. You want to see these people get a little comeuppance because a group of people who just know they're right, and want to get right here in your fucking face, scream at you, call you names, try to tag you with some kind of what bad thing you are, transphobic, homophobic, racist, bigot, whatever word they can come up with. And those people finally get a little taste of what true socialism is. And they're like, hey, this isn't working out like I thought. Now, here's the only problem. There will be a percentage of those dumbasses who will say, well, they didn't do it right.
Oh, yeah, no, it's never done right.
Way to do it, you moron. I mean, what, Venezuela had people eating the zoo animals because they got so hungry?
Yeah.
Like, is that what we're doing? You're going to eat the zoo animals when there's nothing to eat? Because this idiot's talking about opening up city-owned grocery stores, talking about buying properties and making them like, fixed, like, I don't know, like affordable renting. And I'm like, okay, great. You don't. And it's just funny to hear all these people cheering. And It's too bad we couldn't also get a big group of millionaires to buy that book, Economics for Dummies, and mail it to all the voters'
Yeah.
houses and go, you should fucking read this before you go vote.
Yeah. And I know I'll say this about myself, and I know it's unbelievable. As awesome as I am right now, I wasn't always like this. Right. There was a time, I mean, we all had to grow up. Well, I'm
Yes.
sure you and I did. When I was, when I got out of high school, I graduated on probably a Saturday. Monday, I was at work
Yeah.
for my summer job, roofing. There was no doubt in my mind that, okay, I'm an adult now. It is what it is. Like there was no turning back. It was like, this is go time. Time to fucking man up, because fun time was over. And there were, points where I would be like, oh shit, what do I do? And people would be like, I can fucking figure it out, dude. And there was nobody there to tell me that I was a victim. There was nobody there to tell me that, it's all going to be okay. It's like, yeah, you're going to have to work and save your money and do this and do that and just do what you got to do. Nobody gave a shit, which is the way it should be. Like everybody was like, you look around and you go, oh, everybody else has their own issues. They have their own problems. They have their own goals that they're working towards. They don't give a fuck about me. And that's exactly how it should be, because that's what makes a person, an adult. And a lot of these people, they don't want to grow up. I think that's the biggest push for socialism, is that I want to stay a child forever. And you see it a lot. I mean, you see the way people dress, the way people act, people wearing pajamas in public. It's like I want to be 3 again. Those were good times.
Except your parents didn't allow you to go out in pajamas when you were a kid. They're like, put
Right.
your fucking clothes on for your leave.
Or maybe they did. Yeah.
Yeah. I
mean,
think there's very few that allowed it. I think they just, again, when you send your kids to public indoctrination centers, this is what the outcome is.
yeah.
You get this kind of bullshit. Yeah, I have to admit that when I got out of high school and shit, I was fucking clueless, and I was immature. I was immature way too long before I finally smartened up. Like it took me way too long to smarten up. And that's my own fault. I listen. I do believe that if schools would say, "Hey, here's how you balance a checkbook. Here's how you do this. Here's how you do that." A lot of kids would be better off. Teach them about, not getting themselves into shitloads of debt. Don't go to college for jobs that aren't available just because you think they're cool. Don't go to college in general. Go to a tech school where you save a lot of money and come out making pretty good money. The thing is, Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs, I've heard him interviewed where he was like, listen, he's like, when I was in school, I went to the counselor's office and there was a poster on the wall, and one guy's in like dirty overalls, like he's a fucking mechanic or something. And the other guy's in a business suit and it says, work smarter, not harder. Right. So it was just like, just go to school, just go to college and everything will be okay. And we just pushed all the kids into universities. Now there's finally a push to say, hey, go to fucking tech schools. It's still not that much. Not as high as it should be. Those amount of people out there preaching this message of like, go to fucking tech school, like places like oh god damn it, Caterpillar and stuff are struggling for assemblers that make pretty good freaking money because they're like, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Go get your degree in liberal arts and then come out and work at Starbucks making shit wages. And congratulations. You've now woken up to the real world.
That's another one of those sayings that I hate. Work smarter, not harder.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody told me that one time. I was just like, oh, you want me to be lazy? Okay. I guess I can do that.
I have to say, that some of the jobs, even though they kind of sucked, right? Like when I ran the 12-foot shear, it wasn't fun. I got stuck with a lot of the work that I shouldn't have been stuck with, but that's just the way it filtered down to me. But I will say, at the end of every day, I could say, I could never say I didn't work my ass off today, because I was pushing around some pretty big sheets of steel. And sometimes working those jobs, like when you have a day and you just like pump some shit out, right? You feel, no matter, you might be tired and you might be like, God, I just want to go home. But you never walked away. At least for me, I never walked away like I didn't accomplish shit today. Like, man, I whooped some ass today, right? I fucking slammed some shit out. So any job that I've had where that happens, I feel good at the end of the day,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah. There's a weird, I had this when I was a kid. I'd go out and help my dad on the farm, work. It was hard work to me when I was a kid, whatever we were doing, building fence or mowing or painting something, whatever. Sunburnt, freaking dehydrated, fucking, just hot, worn out, just worn slick. It felt good. Like it was a good feeling. I loved feeling that because it felt like I actually accomplished something.
Yeah, the sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
And
And I've,
now, but now you seems like the only accomplishment people want is like, oh, I had the best KD rate in Call of Duty. Like, okay, that's cool because you're great at video games, but have you accomplished? I mean, how many people can play that game, be a streamer, and make a shitload of money? Very few.
yeah.
Very few.
Yeah.
If
And
you,
it's like TikTok views or something,
yeah,
YouTube views. It's like, it's all validation from other people. There's no self accomplishment. Like I did something. It's like, no, people like me. We're depending way too much on what other people think, and that is fucking dangerous.
okay. I want to bring this up. This is petty me, okay, and I totally get it. Petty John. I'm waiting for this thing to catch up now.
Tom Petty?
No, and not the Heartbreakers either. So I belong to this page on
Don't do me
Facebook.
like that, man.
You're just an American girl. Anyway, I belong to this Facebook page, and every month you post a photo and they vote, and whoever gets the most votes gets to be the cover. That's the cover picture for the page of that month. All right. Again, this is John being really petty. I get it. But as a photographer, it pisses me off. So I'm going to show you some of the photos, and I'll show you the winning photo, right? Now, this is me as a photographer. This is John being petty, and probably I don't want to seem arrogant. All right. I don't want to be arrogant, but I'm going to sound like it. So I'll show you. This is from Missouri Show Me Nature and History. So here's one. It got 2 votes, as you can see. It's got 3 votes. It's got 4 votes. It's got 2. That's the winning photo. Still got more photos to go. Now, this one's mine. All right? To me, pretty well laid out. You got the reflection of the clouds on the water, all that shit, right? 0 votes. 4 votes. 5 votes. 1 vote. 2 votes. Okay. Am I being petty? This is kind of like, I know I'm almost asking for validation. Does this photo at least deserve a vote?
I would say so.
Dude, just pissed me right
Go find
off.
a cow, man. They want cows
Oh my
for some reason.
fucking God, dude.
Oh, by the way, I voted for your picture.
Oh, I
at work.
appreciate that. I don't know who Billy Zoli is, but it just irritated the shit out of me that that went down. Like they got 0 votes, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Like a couple of photos were pretty decent. You're telling me that's not vote worthy? Like that's a pretty clean shot. It just fuck. I was ready. I told wife, now I've won like 2 different times. I got to be the cover photo. And I'm like, did I piss them off? And they're like, this guy can't win anymore. Like I don't know if I won twice, and they're like, nope, that's it. You're done for a while. And like I told her, there's been months that people have put photos up, and I'm like, oh yeah, that one beats mine. Like that should be the winner. But the fucking cow with the sunset behind it, like, what are you talking about? So yeah, I'm glad somebody noticed the Kratos blades behind me that my son got me for well, he just went to like some kind of Comic-Con event and he got those for me because he used to play God of War like a mofo all the time. And yeah, anyway, that's me and my nerdiness right there. He's played God of War like a son of a bitch, played the shit out of the game, and now I've got got these blades behind me here. But anyway, all right, dude, we're almost at 2 hours, so probably ought to shut her off for the evening. So best show to date, I believe.
You think?
I think so. A lot of
Yeah.
topics covered, a lot of opinions given, a little bit of humor injected. So pretty good show for the third one. As we go on, we will get better and better at this. And then God knows. I have a feeling, though, again, I didn't create this show. Neither one of us did really with politics in mind, but politics is so entrenched in our lives that I believe these things are going to all right. I don't know who some of these people are. Worst show to date, to be honest. What about a cow with the moon behind him? I don't know who some of these people are. It's pretty goddamn funny. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. Listen, if you don't mind, before we drop off the air here, tell us what your real names are, because
And social security number.
No,
and
just
address.
to see if we know you. If you feel comfortable putting, even if it's your first name in the chat. I can't believe I agree with a Reagan voter finally. My Lake pick lost. Womp womp.
Did you vote for Reagan? Or were you old enough to vote when Reagan ran?
I can't believe I agree with a Reagan voter finally. I got to figure out who the hell are these people? Come on, put your first name in the chat. I feel like I'm going to have to go to, all right, hold on. Ben. Which Ben?
Dover?
Yeah, Ben Dover. Ben Dover.
Called it.
All right. I gotta go look. I don't know if I can. I gotta look this shit up, man. My God.
Mike is itchy. All right.
I can't. God dang it. This sucks. I can't look up who they are. I really wish they'd give me like ham strokers. Oh, sure. Now we get all these great comments in the live stream after when the show's almost done. Now we get all these great ones in here. I have to say, my son bought this thing. It sticks to the bathroom wall, and it's got like place for toothbrushes. And
oh shit! Yeah, I got one of those too in my shower.
And it's the
Sticks to
the
the
brand
side now.
name is I
Oh.
Have.
Mhm.
Fuck off. I know I should have that one almost slid past me. But it's I Have. And I wrote AFACHINA. So it read, I have a vagina. He didn't say shit for a while. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, I couldn't figure out what Facino was. And I was like, I have a vagina. He goes, I saw, and he's like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? And then he goes, I just ignored it. I'm like, you ruined a perfectly good joke. Thank you very much. Who y'all talking about? Jenna.
I think we're talking about Howie Fowler snatch. Jack Mahogoff.
There's all the, I think this is all the same account and they just keep switching accounts. Maybe not.
Hey, I do that too.
You get mud balls. Okay.
I have short arms.
I feel like one of these could be my son. Professionally. Because the sick Kratos weapon behind you, I feel like one of these could be my kid. I don't know for sure. It sounds like he would do this just to fuck with me. Hamstring. It's just, this is not going to stop. God. Oh, hi, Dad. Yep. Should have known. Should have known it was him. That's the kind of shit he would say. For shizzle.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now there's like 3 different people. Love you, Dad. It's been a while. Okay. That is. All right. I got back off my dad. Okay. I feel like there's like multiple people that I got to go into my channel here and try to find. God dang it. All right, let me sign out of here. I'm just going to stop the recording now. And then we can continue on. What the hell happened here? Now my YouTube's acting like I don't want to be here anymore. Well, let's see. Because I can go into the live stream there and now it's probably gonna be like, you're gonna do some shit. If I go to the live stream that I'm on right now, shut up. All right, I don't want to. I can't see the. Okay, let's see. Hello, Stinky Dad. All right, let's see. I can go to their channel. Friendly friends. 252 subscribers. Who the hell is this? That is not my kid. 150 friendly gamers who stream every Monday and Thursday. Definitely not him. Okay. I have a feeling this one.
What are you trying to look up?
I'm trying to see who these people are, right? I'm trying to look and see. I can look at if I go to the YouTube. Okay, so we had, let's see who this dude is. I'm just trying to see if they actually have channels. River and Me's Big Applebee's Adventure, first vlog, 6 years ago. Holy shit. Hi, Hungry. Okay, this is getting fucking out of hand. These warped motherfuckers. All right, so here you go. I don't know if you saw this one. Okay, now people are just being douchey in the live chat. Okay. All right. I think that's going to do it for the stream. If this is just going to go on forever and then I'm not going to get to sleep tonight and then I'll have to get up in the morning and try to be a civilized human being. But yeah, this. Fuck. Look at this shit, man. I'm your son. Be my dad. Dude, is this you doing this whole thing?
I'm just Kevin Spacey.
Okay. Hell.
I don't know who the other people are, but it's entertaining. Unlike us.
Yeah, I don't know who this is, but anyway. Thanks for joining in, guys. We stream every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Central. So again, if you guys are, I don't know if you subscribe to the channel, right? Subscribe to it, hit follow, hit like, so more
Hell
people
yeah.
find this. But yeah, we're gonna end this because, oh my God, Jesus Christ, here we go. I think I'm already put. Why'd you leave me Walmart in July 8, 1998? All right. Again, guys, come
Is
back.
there a story behind that?
I don't. Yeah, is there a story behind that? Let's like Cosimo 9. We just go around fucking with people. Y'all have a good night. Oh, so it's just people like, okay, have a
Randos?
good night then. I
Love it.
appreciate you jumping in. Come back in next Monday
Hell yeah.
at 6:30 p.m. Central and just load the live chat up with stuff. He must have found other people to come along and log in. They just randomly jumped in and said shit. That's pretty funny. I like that. We appreciate it very much. All right, folks. That'll do it for this episode of the No Integrity Podcast. Again, if you do happen upon this channel, you like the content, again, give us a like, give us a follow. Daddy. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe, tell other people about the show if you like what you see or hear. But we will be back. Left my kid at Walmart. We'll be back next Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Central for another fucked up twisted edition or whatever, however it turns out. It might be really philosophical. You never know. I never know how the show's going to go till we start Monday.
I just pop a bunch of whatever's in the medicine cabinet and fucking hold on, bitch.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just along for the ride. It's like Eric takes a bunch of different drugs. He gets behind the wheel and he's like, "Hey, you want to go hang out somewhere?" But it's 2 hours to get there. I'm like, "Okay, I'll put on my assless chaps so my asshole can grip the seat better," and we just take off. Anyway,
Yep.
that'll do it, folks. Thanks again for all who joined in on the live stream tonight. Fill us a. All right, fuck it. I got
Philosophical.
it.